Hey guys, just want to let you know about a new product that Anthropic Claude have shipped. It's called Claude Design. Every week, Anthropic is shipping new products to market. I'm a massive believer in decentralized AI, but when there's a closed source competitor that's launching new products every week, and they're really groundbreaking products that are obviously very valuable to people to use, they increase productivity, and they're taking over market share all around the world. I like to pay very close attention to everything Claude and Anthropic do. I also like to make sure there's an open source alternative in case Claude ever discontinue the product or cancel your account. So that's some of the research I like to do on this channel and also part of my Liberati school group. If you're interested in open source AI and how to use some of the latest open source tools, let me know. Visit the link in the description. Okay, so let's look at the new Claude Design. It is pretty epic. Apparently, Claude or Anthropic actually left the advisory board of Figma the week before, and then they launched Claude Design. For some reason, they're still heavily integrated into Canva. So if you're a Canva user, don't worry. But 100% in the future, Claude are going to try and cut their lunch as well. I think Claude is basically hitting every single niche, every single SaaS product and trying to take over. That's my belief. Let me know in the comments what you think. One of the things they also dropped is Opus 4.7, which is very strong at visual and website design. So let's look at quickly the new model that they just dropped. A few days ago, people on the internet, they actually saw Opus 4.6 being nerfed, which basically means lobotomized or less intelligent. I have a feeling that Opus 4.7 was taking over all the servers in Claude's data centers to basically get ready for their launch. So this is massive. Opus 4.7's release, huge increase in images and visual design. So it's able to produce better websites, better presentations, better documents with new designs, like copying your business brand and then applying that to different mediums like presentations, websites, things like that. Here's the table. I won't go into this in too much detail, but just having a quick look, you can see that Claude Opus 4.7 is beating Claude Opus 4.6 in every single metric. And then there's also this Mythos preview. So Mythos is basically a new model that Anthropic's released. It's probably coming soon to wider use. However, it's very, very powerful. This could be a complete marketing gimmick. If you look at some of the media, they've basically found Mythos is super powerful. It has a lot of use cases where it was able to hack into certain code, open source libraries for like FreeBSD, which is like 20 years old, and it was able to find vulnerabilities. So they don't want to release that to the wider market, Mythos. It could be all BS and marketing, but who knows? We'll see what happens later this year. One of the things they have released Mythos to is all the big tech friends of Anthropic. As you can see here, it's also codenamed Project Glasswing. So Claude Mythos model. Basically, there's 40 tech friends and government partners of Anthropic, and they're the only ones that can use it during the initial release. So let's check out the actual video release from Claude Design. We'll check it out on YouTube. So as you can see, they did wait for Claude Opus 4.7 to be released. So let's check out the YouTube video of it. So as you can see, it's like a super powered design program powered by AI with a lot of toggles, a lot of buttons, a lot of quick editing. So whatever you do and type on the left side or a comment on any object, it will quickly change it and update it with AI. I've seen some people on Twitter already making videos out of this, but some of the things that it can make very quickly is wireframes and mock-ups, design websites, pitch decks and presentations, a lot of marketing collateral, so pulling in your business's marketing branding guides, and then creating any asset that you need to. And it does mention it does front-end design like websites, but also does 3D. So I'm really interested to test that out. So it is really interesting how Anthropic's partnered with Canva on this. I mean, at some point, under the one big Claude subscription you have, you could pretty much start generating all the designs that you need. So who knows what's going to happen in the future with design, but it's nice to see that Canva is partnering with them. Yeah, not sure what's going to happen in the future there. Comment below what you think. The big thing is it's available on Claude Pro, Max, and Team and Enterprise subscriptions. So let's have a look at what that actually means. So I have used Claude in the past. If you are a small business and you're basically a small team, maybe you don't have enough staff to have a few tech people doing all the support for open source work, I do recommend small businesses to be able to go out, use the free tiers of the big tech products, but always keep in mind privacy, your data, and then how much it actually costs and what will happen if you lose access to Claude. And then the other thing is obviously it does get expensive. The more you use these big tech Claude AI tools, the more the cost is for your business. And if you're a SaaS company and your subscription for your customers is like $50 and then you're spending like $50 to $200 a month, you really have to think, I need to get 4 customers in the door before I can afford to pay off my Claude subscription. So be careful of how much you spend on these big tech tools. A lot of it can be done with open source. So if that's possible and you have big enough team to actually support that, I recommend strongly doing that. So let's look at the plans they have. I do recommend free tier. Just get in there, start using it, playing around with the product. Even if you are using open source for a lot of things, it's always good to know what the latest and greatest big tech are providing. Basically, you can take their product set and figure out what the open source alternative is. So the way they got pricing set up, there's free plan, pro plan, and max plan. If you do have over 5 people in your organization using it, I would recommend switching over to team plans. You can get them at $20 a month each. Basically, they throw in extra usage. So the big product that they've released in the last year is Claude Desktop, which includes Claude Code. Normally, if you're a developer, you'd use VS Code with the Claude Code extension, but there is a VS Code extension for visual coding. Then also, Claude Code is integrated into their Claude Desktop app. So that's what we're going to run through and install today, and then start using Claude Design. There is some really cool features of Claude Desktop called Claude Cowork. And there's also Claude Mobile, so you can control your desktop computer, the AI agent that's running there, and actually do lots of really cool things away from your desk. The big thing with Claude Desktop is you can connect it to all of your email, your calendar, your files like Google Drive, and then you can do some really amazing automations in your business. And the beauty of Claude is they've made it available everywhere. It basically recreates all the OpenClaw feature set, but also it integrates into all your existing products like Claude for Chrome, Excel, PowerPoint, Word. It can integrate into Slack as well. And I'll show you those connectors. I'm actually creating a course. I'm actually creating a course in my school called Liberati. So check that out. But I'll be running through all the different aspects of Claude, how to use connectors, how to build custom skills for your business, how to control it through your mobile, how to connect it to all your files. Also doing the Claude Design courses as well. So have a look, check that out. Here's the pricing. And I'll see you in the school. You can get access to a lot of things just for a cup of coffee. So please, just for a cup of coffee, you can get in there and have a look. So check it out. Thanks, guys. Okay, so let's check out Claude Design. Now, this looks like it's only available on the website. So claude.ai/new. It's not on Claude Desktop yet. But as you can see, they've added a little icon at the bottom here. So under chats, under projects, artifacts, and code, they do have a new icon called Design. So let's click that. So let's watch the intro for Claude Design. Cool. So we've got Claude Design. It's a new UX. Basically, you can prototype things on the left here. So if you want to do wireframing or UX design, similar to Figma, there's a new section here. You can design a slide deck. You can also use a template. So here is a video. I saw this on Twitter. So basically, you can start using this as a templated prompt and then build something cool on the side. So out of these templated prompts, we've got one for cosmic scale animation, just explaining scientific concepts. We've got some cool, instead of a boring spinner or loading animation, there's a whole bunch of new custom ones. So yeah, pretty cool. All of this is achieved just by using this little prompt on the side. You can also generate shader wallpapers. So let's have a look. That is pretty cool. So as you hover over the wallpaper, it's changing the color. There's also 5 different styles included. That's actually pretty cool. So they give you all the prompts for these, so you can basically integrate that into your project. I'm into building lots of little games, so I'm liking how they've got all sorts of ways to build new 2D assets or even 3D assets and make it look good, not just a AI slot item. So yeah, this is really cool. And again, they've given the prompt away for that, which is really good. Here's a create a calculator construction kit. A lot of cool stuff. Here's a create a simple iOS sign up flow. So yeah, this is for app designers that want to build apps. They need to design every page of the app. So that basically means they've trained Claude Opus 4.7 on all of these different areas of design. And now you can actually go through, use a simple prompt to build that thing in that using Claude Opus 4.7. I'm just going to keep scrolling through. A lot of cool stuff here. I don't see any 3D games yet. I saw someone build one, but we'll keep looking around. Okay, so let's play around with this iridescent card just for a quick demo. So it's saying use this prompt, so I'm just going to click use this prompt button, and then it opens up. You can see here I've got a chat on the sidebar with Claude Design. So I can add a screenshot of something that I want to redesign, and then any of the product output or whatever I make gets created and put into this right-hand side column. So at the bottom left, it's got the prompt that I clicked before. So we're just going to hit the button here and see if it can generate it, make sure it looks like those card assets that we were looking at before. So this is really cool that you can make these type of assets. You can put that into a website, put it into a game. So let's see where it goes with this. As you can see here, all of Claude's products are enterprise friendly. So if you do have teammates in your business, you can actually leave comments. Other team members can come through and have a look at the project that you built, and you can collaborate on that. So very cool, very powerful for small teams. Okay, we're crossing like 1 minute of waiting here. So it's obviously going through doing some complex stuff. So here's the prompt at the top that I provided. That's one of the templates. So then Claude plans it out. So it creates 4 subtasks. Like I said before, Claude is really good at breaking complex tasks down and creating subtasks and actually hitting each one of those subtasks and completing it properly and then building a quality output. It's also come up with a design plan as well. Again, it's just specifying the different effects for the final product. It's also mentioning some tweaks to expose, so tilt, strength, perspective, depth. They're all the different factors that you can change on that control panel slide bar on the right. So they're called tweaks. I'm interested to see that because there is a tweak button that I should be able to click when the project's created to do custom tweaks as well. Okay, so that took about 2 to 3 minutes. You can see here, it doesn't look like the example in the template, it actually looks a lot better. So this is showing me a 3D card. When I hover over it, it's changing the colors. I can do things like change the tilt strength. There's all these tweaks on the right-hand side. And here's an auto float button. So it actually adds a tweak or customizes it so it automatically moves without my mouse. So yeah, really cool stuff. A lot of different options. I can also change the glow color as well. I can add some noise. I can change the card type as well. So these are really nice. So this is actually a pretty cool design card that I'm thinking you could build a card game out of, and it'll look actually legit for a web game. I can also see on the bottom right that the chat conversation is verifying the output to make sure that it actually looks like a card. So this is good quality control by Claude. Now I'm going to modify this. So now give me a sports car instead of the card. Make sure it is 3D with all the same tweaks. Let's hit send on that. So I'm interested to see if this takes another 3 minutes and what the final output is. I'm hoping it's just a metallic car that I can like rotate around. It has all the special effects and tweaks on it. So here's my prompt. So this is a modification of the initial input. It's building a 3D sports car. It's basically saying it's like a polygon, so it's going to be a lot of faces on it. It's got all the components of a car. This is 2026, so a frontier AI model is going to get this pretty well right. Again, it's gone through, come up with a plan, a whole bunch of subtasks. It's even figured out how to design it for HTML and the CSS styling as well. So yeah, it's just going through, it's made a plan and now it's building that out. So that's been like over 1 minute. I'm just waiting for that to load. That's interesting. I double click to flip the card, but then I can't get it back. I can't double click. So it's like a little bug. Okay, it's still loading. Hopefully my tweak sidebar actually is car relevant as well. Who knows what it's going to be able to do. Maybe it's just external, changing the colors and effects. Okay, so it's coming up with all the things that it's doing as outputs. So writing iridescent car.html, so it's a HTML page. So the good thing is that the design is actually self-checking. Basically, it's looked at the output of whatever the car it made and then basically figured out that it wasn't right. It's come up with some error, or it doesn't look right, or the car panels look like flat rectangles. So it's going back and rebuilding the geometry properly. So this is really important. It's able to self-correct, but that's because the underlying LLM, Opus 4.7, is actually smart enough to recognize what a car should look like, go off and build it in like 3D or build a web page for it, look at the output of what it built, and then correct that based on what it knows of cars. Okay, so we're at like between 2 to 3 minutes now. It's going through, it's done one pass. It's figured out that the car doesn't look like a car, and then it's going back and fixing itself. So this is all without any input from me. Okay, so I've created a 3D car. This looks like pretty much trash. So I basically said create a 3D sports car with the same effect as the card. Sure. So I can like rotate this around, but yeah, it does not look like a proper car. I can rotate it, all the similar stuff. So this isn't super amazing. I have a feeling that I can. So what I'm going to do is come up with a more detailed prompt, because waiting 3 minutes for this, this barely looks like a sports car. Oh my God. So if you're a designer, don't be super worried about Opus 4.7 yet. It's not one-shotting based on like one sentence. But I have a feeling if I make the prompt more detailed, I can get a better 3D sports car. So let's try that out. So what I'm going to do is just go back to the initial prompt that they used to create that 3D card effect. So I just got out of Claude Design and I'm just back in the normal chat. I'm going to get this modified. Please modify this prompt for Claude Design, a shiny gold sports car 3D asset that has the same effects. Make sure it looks like a quality sports car, like a Porsche. Give me the prompts. so I can paste it back into Claude Design. Okay, so it's making a prompt. I've given it some specifics just to make a solid 3D car that looks like a Porsche. You know, it's a lot bigger. I think it's got enough specifics. So let's get back to Claude Design. We'll come up with a new design. So I'm just going to go to new project. We'll call this 3D car. And then we're going to paste in the prompt and hit send. Okay, so it's got a lot more details about the prompt. So an original sports car. So it's going to design a sports car silhouette. I was looking for a 3D spinnable asset, but let's see if it actually looks like a sports car instead of what I was given before. The next thing I'm going to design is basically give it a website like apple.com. Every new model that comes out that says it's good at design, I liked it to recreate the apple.com website, which is obviously like one of the benchmarks in website design, and see if we can recreate that for a different product. Okay, so it looks like it's created the 3D car. So this is meant to be a sports car based on the Porsche. So I spent some time with Claude to create a big prompt for it. This is what it's come back with. It's got a little target, so it's highlighting where it is. I don't even think this is 3D anymore. It's not letting me rotate it. Let's see if I can tilt it. So yeah, this looks like a 2D sprite. So it didn't even make a 3D car. And this sports car, I'm not sure what it is. I've never seen a sports car look like that. So if you're a 3D modeler, I don't think you have to worry about Claude Opus 4.7 just yet. But let's see if we can do websites. So I'm a bit disappointed, to be honest. I wanted to build some 3D assets for a game, but I'll keep coming back to Claude Design and figure out if there's a way to do it. Obviously, it's going to take a bit of custom prompting to figure out how to do it. It's not something you can just design really quickly in like one sentence. So I'm not going to write it off, but I'll come back and learn some more about it. While we're here, I just wanted to quickly show some of the other UX elements of Claude Design. So yes, you can comment. So you can comment on this and say, you know, this looks not like a sports car. Oh, I can actually go in and actually tell Claude. So I'm commenting to Claude or just leaving a comment for a colleague at work. So let's send that to Claude. And then it's basically, I've highlighted the car and I said it didn't look like a sports car. So now Claude's going to go off and rebuild it. But some of the other things you can do, you can actually edit the design of the background color. So instead of black, I can switch it out to red. So yeah, I can change the fonts of the design on the right here. I did change the color of the background, which didn't seem to do anything. And then the base size of the font. So again, I think everything's specified here. But yeah, what you can do here is you can see that there's a design. It could be a website. It could be a presentation. I can highlight each object and then customize all of its details about it, which is really nice. I can like change the text in the actual design as well. This is a lot easier than Figma. Figma, you have to play around a little bit to make modifications. In saying that, I don't really see a way to resize divs or anything like that here. You have to basically specify. You can't drag and drop. So if I made that 500, it takes over half the page, which is pretty cool. I'm guessing there's alignment somewhere. Yeah, here's the alignment. It says position center. Okay, let's highlight the box properly. And then it's got the 500 width. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to move this box from left to right. So again, just like Figma, there's a bit of learning involved to use this. Clearly highlighting this tweak or configuration panel and then just changing it from center to left. It's not really moving it across the screen. Anyway, pretty much editing text is easy. Let's just change this back to 300 width. So Claude's still thinking about changing the car, so making sure that it looks like a car. Still not there yet. The other part of the UX, I just wanted to show you that you can draw anywhere on here. So if you just want to add some notes or arrows pointing at something, this is handy. I can remove it down here with the little draw panel. I can also talk or chat to Claude as well from what it looks like any window within Claude Design. There's a little chat box where I can actually chat to Claude or add a note, which is pretty cool. You can also present your design presentation inside this tab, go full screen. You can also export it in different formats. So you can export the HTML files as a zip, as a PDF, as a PowerPoint, and also send it to Canva. You can create a standalone HTML file, so it puts all the JavaScript and everything into the one HTML file. Or you can hand this back off from Claude Design into Claude Code if you want to take this HTML code and then deploy it or build a real website out of it. Okay, so Claude has redesigned the car. Let's see if it even does that properly. Let's have a look. Okay, so it still looks like this. Yeah, this doesn't look like a sports car I've seen. Bum, bum. All right, let's do something else completely. So I'm just going to take the Apple website. I'm just going to go back, create a new design. Let's call this the Apple car. So Apple's going to release a car, which never ever happened, but we're going to do that now and see if Claude Design can make the Apple car happen. So take this website and repurpose it using the same design, but for an upcoming Apple car product release. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so we got some interesting pushback from the Claude model, basically saying that it can't just take someone else's website and make a design out of it. So Claude then came back with some questions. So let's have a look. So basically it knows that I'm trying to use the inspiration of the apple.com. So let's just go through the questionnaire that it's created. So I'm going to go with an Apple car that is luxury. Aesthetic direction is ultra minimal. I've basically included all the features of a website, so let's just make a big website out of this. I'm going to run with soft metallic champagne graphite as the car. Copy tones, soft and poetic. But it's really interesting. It's basically pushing back on the design that I wanted to make and then giving me a detailed questionnaire that's broken down into categories with actual specific branding questions. So let's finish this off and then hit the continue button and see what it can create. Basically sucked at building a 3D car, so hopefully 2D cars that in whatever Apple design flavor it's going to make is going to look better. I'm also challenging it to basically build a website that looks like the Apple website. There's a lot of imagery here, so hopefully it can design it well. Basically, I'm looking for a long website, that single page that you scroll down. It's got like a hero banner. It's got some product specs, but I'm not too confident on what this car is going to look like, if it's even real or not. So let's see where it goes. Here's the one-shot question I basically gave it. Take apple.com, repurpose it for the upcoming Apple car release. That's never going to happen. It's did a quick pushback saying I just can't just copy apple.com, but then came back with the questionnaire. I've answered the questionnaire, and now it's going through and summarize what it's going to do. It's created 5 subtasks again. So declared a design system, type, color, layout. It's basically asked me for a design system the whole way through, even at the start of Claude Design. So if you are running a business, put your branding guide docs in there or get it to look at your website and it can pull the branding docs out of it. And then use that for all future designs. So yeah, it's created a design system by itself. It's going to build a launch page for the product with all the sections. It's going to add scroll triggered theme transitions. Should be a pretty impressive product website. It's going to add some tweak panels on the right as well, so I can adjust things and change the styling, and then it's going to verify and hand off. It's come through with the design system specifics, so the type, palette, the layout, and the imagery. It's specified all of that, and now it's building out the project. So this is a Apple Car Launch.html page. It's created that. Let's open it up. Okay, so it doesn't look anything like apple.com, but it already pushed back saying it can't just copy it. It's added a placeholder area to put an image, I'm guessing. I scroll through, so basically it's going for that nice premium aesthetics, a very simple and minimal silent electric yours. Placeholder area for an image. Yep, reserve it, the price, announcement, blog, some stats for the actual electric car, some more information about the interior, placeholder images, placeholder areas for different images about the car itself. And then another section just going through some of the soft features like vision, autopilot, private by default. Again, none of the images have been generated, which is interesting. You'd think it would do that straight away. It's got the pricing charts. So yeah, I guess this is a nice design, but to be honest, it's not that impressive to me. I'm not a designer, but I obviously want some pictures generated. So why didn't it please make photos or pictures in the placeholder areas for this car? So let's see if it can make some pictures, because right now it's just nothing really. It's just totally weird. I don't know what. Okay. Okay, so it says here it can't generate copyrighted imagery. It has to draw it, probably using code generator in CSS and SVG. So I've dealt with some AI models that can only create SVGs, and it's a big struggle to even create an icon out of an SVG with an AI coding agent. So who knows what's going to happen here? Let's try out the tweak section. So basically I can change the color of different sections. Okay, so it's just changing the color of the highlighted word here. Yep, I can change the colors. Cool. Okay, it's adding a little glow effect as well. So yeah, this is not really that impressive. Pretty blank website, trying to use the Apple inspiration. It can't even generate images, AI generated images for this car website. So yeah, this isn't that good. But we'll just wait another minute and just make sure. But so far, I've spent about probably 8 minutes trying to build a little landing page for a car, but nothing really coming up from it yet. I'm just clicking through the different sections. I know that there was an interior section below, but I'm clicking the menu and none of the links work either. Okay, one of them does, which is this reserve button, which is taking me to the bottom. It's interesting. The menu doesn't work, but the reserve button does work, even though they would take you to the same place. So yeah, it's missed that detail. And let's see if it's going to make an image for me. Okay, so it has come back and it's created the images. Again, it's trying to make an SVG image. It doesn't really look like a car at all. It's like this weird stretched limousine from the 60s, but it just looks pretty bad. This is not a sports car. It's got some interior designs. This is its attempt at the windscreen. This is the steering wheel. This is probably a seat on the bottom right. It's got some pictures of wool, machined aluminum or aluminium, and then it's got the door pictures here. So I have no idea what this is meant to be, but it doesn't look like a car to me. I have a feeling they're sort of locked behind copyright and not recreating images from images that it may be trained on. So therefore, it doesn't want to violate copyright, which it did mention before. But yeah, this is actually pretty bad, even if it's just a placeholder car. It doesn't look like a car at all. I have a feeling, though, in another video, what I'm going to do is try and give it a whole bunch more assets and images that I'll tell it that it's free to use and redesign, and then build something out of that. Maybe there's a PDF document I have, and I want to redesign that into a website. So that'll be the next test. But yeah, don't worry, designers out there. not being replaced by Claude Opus 4.7 and Claude Design just yet, but we'll keep using it and testing it out and leaving a little review on the channel here. What are your thoughts on Claude Design? Okay, so it's done some more analysis and done some more design work, and it's done a little update. Again, still looks pretty bad. Everything is finalized according to the chat. Here's its attempt at doing little car pictures as well. You know, the website is pretty basic. The images that are SVG generated are just pretty bad. Okay, so that's it for the video today. If you're a designer, don't worry about Claude Design Opus 4.7 just yet. It's still very difficult to do anything from scratch with imagery. Also, game developers don't have to worry. The 3D model creation isn't quite there yet either. Some of their templates do work, so that's interesting that some things work, some don't. But yeah, in general, a normal person can't just rock up and start using it and build something really awesome. But again, I will be doing more research. It only came out a couple of days ago. There are special techniques and ways to use it to get the best results. So I'll look into that and then do another video about it. So game devs, designers, have a good weekend. Don't have anything to worry about, and I'll see you on the next one. Catch you. Bye.